Yeah, the first time I think I ever hit a studio, it was wild, man. This is well known. The first time I met fellas from Twiztid, and they were actually HOK, House of Crazies at the time. And I met a couple of the guys. I met Jamie Madrox and ROC at a store, and we were doing the same thing at the day. We were promoting inside the record store. I was promoting flyers for something that I didn't even start recording yet. This is how down we were. We had made flyers already, and we already had a name for our stuff, and we're writing and everything. We're all ready to record things, but didn't even have one thing recorded yet. But we went and put flyers together. And we're like, we're going to promote this right now. So me and my dude went up there and we started promoting. On the way out, I met these fellas, and they slipped me a number telling me basically studio time, and they would cut me a sweet rate. And we were probably a week later or maybe days later, I went into the studio with my partner at the time, and he straight up, we went there and we sat down and we listened to their whole spiel. And we were like, this is what you got to do. This is how much it's going to be for you to cut the demo, like the rap demo. And, it was at the time, we're both working 9-to-5 jobs. And the guy told us, we were like, yeah, that sounds like, that's mega money. Like, there's no way we're going to get that type of shit. So we straight up, I went outside of that studio, and I went to a payphone, and that's how long ago it is. I went to a payphone outside there, and I dialed the ROC's number that minute. And I called him up, was like, hey, man, remember we met you? I met you the other day. You say you got studio, and what about it and time and whatnot? And he was like, cool, come by this day. And we were there that night recording our first stuff. And I remember being there, and it was him and his cousin, and we were doing this shit. And I remember the first thing after I was done, like, because I felt I was very green. I was green from the moment I was on the microphone to the moment I probably met ICP. I was green as hell. So I was like, I'm sitting there with this mic in front of my face, and it's in a cupboard, and it's got the screen and the split screen, and I start rapping, and I'm like, I don't even know if I'm on beat. Like, I can't tell right now shit. So anyway, I get done with the session, and I remember ROC coming and telling me and Scraps, he was like, yo, y'all ain't even got to pay me for this shit. Like, y'all got heart. Let's just keep working on your shit. You really got heart in this. And then he pulled me to the side afterwards. He's like, bro, you got an unbelievable fucking rap voice. You need to keep doing this. And I was like, for real? And that was the first time I was on the mic. And that's what it kind of solidified to me that maybe I need to keep working and trying to craft what I was doing. And that's what it was, for real. So, yeah. And that was way back in them days. They had ways to jerk you. Like, at this studio we would go to, they called it the rap block. But it was basically like they had a reel-to-reel up in there. I mean, they had a great studio. Their studio was awesome. We used them years later. I used them, for a lot of my projects, for my Blaze EP and One Less G. I was in the same studio. But at the time, we went there, and that was the first time I went there. And I was like, I guess we look like those type of people that they would do this to, because they did it to everybody. They called it the rap block. It was a reel-to-reel. You would go in there, cut your reels. You had like 4 hours. They would tell you could make 4 songs. So you would make 4 songs, put them on a cassette tape. They would send you out with the cassette tape, and that's all you would get. You would not get any of your songs, your masters, because they would go back and cut over the reels again for the next rap block. So if you weren't smart enough like me and my dude, and walk the fuck out of there and be like, okay, and find somebody else to record your shit, you were probably stuck in that same situation. You might have ended up on their wall of their rap block greatest hits and shit. But I did not. I was like, fuck that. I moved on. I called ROC and was like, hey, man, you got studio. I got $35 an hour. I'll be there. Like, fuck it. And we went there, and he was like, you ain't got to pay me shit. Because that's how it started, for real. Wow.